Excuse me, everyone. Do you have a moment to let me talk about our Dark Lord and Savior, Unicron? Yes. Behold, Unicron, the Chaos Bringer, the World Devourer, the guy who could squish Galactus like an ant. If you have ever seen me on Facebook, you know how much I complain about people pairing those two up. But anyway, this is Transformers Armada Unicron, the guy that came with our old friend Planet Buster. And yeah, this guy is just big. This is actually the biggest Transformer I own. And yes, I know that's like Generations Metroplex and G1 Fort Max are near twice the size of this guy, but I don't have them because I just don't. I really have no place to put them. And even that, it's just like, they're giant Titan characters. Why would I want them? It's not like they can have like these very complex one-on-one combat stories like Optimus and Megatron, or you know, say Rodimus and Galvatron. But yes, Unicron, the biggest Transformer I own, and not big enough to look actually in place with a lot of my other Transformers. I'm just going to give you a sense of scale for here. See? See, you could picture a fight between these two. But yes, I know that was not the size comparison. But yes, this is just an amazing figure. I say this. There is one real needed joint on this figure to call it a masterpiece. And I'm just going to say it now. It is a thigh swivel. The rest of this guy is just like the head, the arms, the legs, the waist. Yes, he has a lot of articulation, but he's missing this. This is needed in a lot of my Transformers because I like to pose them dynamically, but I can still manage to pose Unicron. So, yeah, I'm just going to take this out into the side because I'm feeling that'd be flopping around a lot if I kept that in his hand. But yeah, this is just amazing. Oh, where do I begin with this figure? I'm wondering if I should tell the story behind this one. Basically, well, obviously, the whole point of this current saga is it's figures that were added to my collection by my girlfriend, Kathy. This thing, holy shit, she was freaking awesome for this thing. Like, yeah, basically, we were able to find one for about $50 on eBay, complete. The only thing it was missing was the box and instructions, but everything else is just like, you know, Minicon, the missiles, the chest, the crotch, and the gut piece, the horns, even everything in the cape, even the planet shells and the skeletal wings. Yeah, all of it was there for $50. That was retail price right there. So it's like, found one on eBay. She was able to get it for me, and it's just $50. That was retail price, and I was just like blown away. I'm just like, what? You actually got that? And not long after, boom, this guy arrived, and holy shit, this thing is amazing. And okay, now like I said, he comes with the Minicon. I covered this in the previous review, so he's off. But this guy is just loaded with a whole bunch of other stuff. his articulation alone could be a gimmick. Except this. But anyway, moving to detail, this thing is just covered in a lot of molded detail. I'm just going to say this. This yellow head crest, the yellow piece up here, the yellow pieces on the side of his gut, and inside, I don't know how well it can be seen, but here, let me turn on the lights for the camera. There you go. But yes, you can see the inside work on the gut. That is all Reaper labels. I got the Reaper label set for this guy, and holy crap, it's worth it. And they also had some labels for the hands. You can see the little yellow triangles on his knuckles. It did also come, there were some for this hand too, but I decided to leave this off because I do like the fact that this is like a smoky gray hand made of energy. Like, this is a hand made of dark matter. Whereas just like he has the normal hand, as he is, you can just see him admiring, just like, oh, I like this hand. But yes, and then he has his dark matter hand. Again, just covered in molded detailing. It's like, you can just see going all along the arm, all this molded work right here. And then it's just like, the molded detail is awesome, and then it's just really nicely picked out in paint apps. Like, sure, it could have used more, but this is like the brink of Hasbro here. Like, the only farther they could do is Masterpiece. So yes, you can see just a lot of nice stuff. Oh yeah, and also these silver pieces on Unicron's head, those are also rubber labels. But yeah, really nicely done. And I love how there's even some nice molded detail and nice silver paint app on the back. Even though you never see this because this is where the cape really goes. But yeah, and as you can see, I just found this one funny. It looks like he has purple 3-barreled Gatling guns on his hips. Like, he's just that badass and that destructive that he has to have purple Gatling guns on his hips. So yes, it looks like he has some kind of poo pose. Hello everyone, my name is Markiplier. If you don't know who that is, I am revoking your YouTube card. So yes, yeah. Again, just an amazing figure. Turning to articulation, I have to really scoot close because I had to push the camera really far back and then push the table that I review on really far back, and I still can't get him all in frame. Wait, here, I'm just going to try to lower this down there. Yeah, you just see, there's his feet, and then bring it up, there's his head, and oh, I should turn this a little bit. Me. My camera's being a jerk. But yes, turning to articulation, his head is on, it's a ratcheted hinge, so his head is actually on a ratchet joint. Yeah, you can hear that. There is a pin joint letting him look up. This also helps with the transformation, and when his head is all the way down, it locks into place. So yes. There was a lot, some lights and electronics in here. I need to change the battery for those. But yeah, basically what happens is, like, actually I think, yeah, the hand works. Hand still works. It's just the eyes. But yeah, as you can see, like, the hand, if you push it in on itself, the hand starts lighting up like it's creating energy or blasting out bolts. I don't remember him doing this in the show, but oh well. And his eyes can also light up. They would light up red. So he was shooting out the eye bolts, but as we mainly know, he had the eye lasers in G1, and those were great. I'm not complaining. I mean, the red eyes actually really suit Unicron, considering, you know, red is the color of chaos in Egyptian mythology, and we know Transformers in Egypt. Yeah. Yeah, continuing on with articulation after covering that gimmick, his arms are covered, like, his arms have a ratcheting swivel. They could go 360 except for his, you know, his horn collar and the cape. He has a bicep swivel. His arms can go in and out also on a ratchet. His elbow bends. 50 degrees. Not 50, 90. Duh. Yeah, he's a 90-degree bend on the elbow, and you can actually break his arm a little bit. So in case like you have like this really big Prime figure and you want him to be fighting Unicron, you can have him break Unicron's arm. So yes, yes, I covered the bicep swivel. He has a hand swivel, so it's like his hands can rotate 360 degrees. And then, oh, don't follow me, Unicron. Don't follow me. Shut up, Facebook. This show is all about subtlety and finesse. But yes, and here comes the fun part. His hands, here I'm actually going to do on this one, because it's easier to see. Stupid missile. Not stupid missile, it's actually a really cool missile, but it's like... His hands have individually jointed fingers, meaning you can pose his hands however you want in a nice dynamic flailing out pose, like a voodoo magic pose. It's like he has joints at the upper knuckle and the lower knuckle. So basically, on a normal hand translation, he has a joint here and a joint here. No joint here, just here and here. And then his thumb, I'm going to rotate it, his thumb can pivot. So you can see here, see, pivot, pivoting thumb. So yes, he has hand articulation. That's something we don't see in Transformers because Takara and Hasbro wised up to what we were doing with our individually articulated fingers. We still do that. I mean, there is always third parties. But yes, he has a waist swivel. Holy crap. This guy has a waist swivel. Yeah. One of the biggest figures ever has a waist swivel. You don't normally see that. I mean, you do see in Metroplex, but it looks weird on him. Yeah, he has a waist swivel. His legs are ratcheted. They can go in and out. It's a really, really tight ratchet. They can go forward and back. Again, on a really nice ratchet joint. Again, no thigh swivel. That's what's missing in this. He does have a lower knee swivel, and it's on a ratchet joint. It's on a very weird ratchet joint, and it's very easy to cheat the joint, though. So you can, like, get it however you want. But it does have ratchets. I bet you can hear that. And then his knee, again, ratchet joint. It bends 90 degrees. This thing is a friggin'... So yes, and then his feet can go forward, back, and they have a nice little pivot. And even then, you can pivot the toes, and that'll help him balance. Like, that's how I do sometimes when I'm putting him in a dynamic pose. And he's forward a little bit. So yeah, and I guess you can count this articulation. His collar can be flipped up all Sherlock Holmes style, so he has like the double horns. Like he has shoulder horns and then he has the head horns. They can do that. Then his horns are also posable, so you can just rotate these around. That's mainly for transformation, but you know, still. The cape is fully posable. It does not like stay in a position, but it's still there. Like if you can find a way to hook it onto his hand in a dynamic pose so it looks like it's whooshing out, you can try. And then, yeah, this is gonna be the segue into the gimmicks. He has shin-mounted rocket launchers, and this is on a ratchet joint, and it will spin a full 360 degrees. So yeah, and that is actually part of transformation as well, but it's also a really cool weapon. And I'm not going to demonstrate this weapon, really, because I don't want to lose the missiles, but you can see there's a Minicon port there, and if I stuck a Minicon, like Planet Buster here, and I pulled it down, these missiles would fire, and depending on how far actually no, it's push up. And depending on how far I would push up, it would depend on how many missiles fired. So I pushed like a little bit up, one missile would fire. Push a little bit more up, two missiles fire. Push all the way up, all three missiles fire out. So yeah, this thing is heavy. This is another reason why I don't have Metroplex and Fort Max. I can't afford Fort Max, but Metroplex, I'm just like, I don't want to be carrying nothing around. I just don't. The only thing that's really like making me think about getting Metroplex is the Windblade storyline, even then. So yes, and into gimmicks now. I've already pretty much showed this off, but you can open up his stomach and reveal the tech patterns, and you can also use it to store minicons. Yeah, put that in there, and he just sits in there and he rattles around. So yes, Unicron has a bunch of minicon storage options. So there's in the gut, so he can be like om nom nom minicons, and then he also has minicon storage in his shins. Now you could also say it's like, oh, that could also be like missiles, but no, it's on the instructions. I remember looking this up, that this is for minicons, and I kind of remember seeing it in other reviews. But yeah, his shins, both shins have minicon storage options. Then there's in his stomach, and of course there's some minicon ports on his shoulders. They're on both. Rotate that. Yeah. Then turn it around to the back. His wings are covered in minicon ports, so you could have just minicons there chilling out on his cape. And then there's a minicon piece right. Oh, I hit right there. And what happens is when you push that in, let's get them down. The chest opens up, all Optimus Prime, Light Our Darkest Hour Matrix style, and then this giant chest cannon will pop out forward and fire this chest missile. So yeah, as if being one of the biggest characters of all wasn't enough, he needs a giant Matrix chest missile. And pretty much, this is what I've just grown to call it. I don't really call it the chest missile much. I call this the Dead Matrix. This is the legendary Dead Matrix that Nemesis Prime uses. Granted to him by Unicron. I don't know if that's in the actual mythology, but hey, that's what I like to call it, alright? We all have our own little fan fictions. Mine involves the Dead Matrix being originally used by Unicron. So yes, and again, as I said, no gimmick is that you could push down on the head and the eyes will light up. I don't know what's up with that right now. I did have to like go into him and internally like work out as like a little sort of a gears thingy. I don't know, the chest cannon was not working properly, so I had to like dissect Unicron up. And now his eyes aren't working. I think I know what the problem is, but oh well. And then of course you push his hand in and he fires light bolts. Yes, he fires light out of a dark matter hand. Bit weird, but so cool. Yeah, I'm just sitting here, it's just like, what else is there? I remember, like, this guy is just a biggin. Oh, okay, here. You guys want to see size comparisons, don't you? So here, I'm just going to lift Unicron up. Oh, don't fall on me. Yeah, it's like with all the weight, it's just like, imagine how much his feet have to work. Here we go. Here's a nice size comparison. It's a nice size, isn't it? Nice size figure. Nice size book. There's a Doctor Who reference in here. And to get a more, like, I don't know, a bit more of a standard figure. Well, not standard. This thing was really hard to come by. Here we have Unicron with Masterpiece Grimlock at his full height. And, I'm just going to show you from the toes up to the head. Yeah, camera's being a jerk again. Stop being a jerk. You know what? Screw it. Alright, there. You saw the size comparison? So yes, now,
Time for transformation. I'm going to cut so I can adjust my camera.
So yes, to get him into his transform mode, what you want to do is, you can say I've already done this, you want to remove his cape. This just makes it a lot easier for you. So just remove those and set those off to the side, preferably somewhere in arm's reach. And then, with the big guy himself, as I just fumble his head, what you want to do is you want to take his toes, rotate them 180 degrees, and fold them up into the feet. You want to just take his heels, and they're also on hinge, and you just want to fold those up into the leg as well. Then you want to just take his little rocket launchers, you want to rotate those 180 degrees, and then this is just best to get out of the way. You want to take his legs and you want to fold them all the way back. So it looks like he's doing the limbo. How low can you go? So yes. Now, to get his arms ready, you want to, there's a little tab right here. You just get your finger on that and open that up, and that's a hatch. And you want to make sure his hands are in fists before you do this. And you just rotate them in and close up the hatch. And that transforms the arms. You could kind of see his hollow forms, but you don't see it. And then the plastic has a nice weight to it, so you don't really notice. And then you want to just take these shoulder pads right here. You want to clamp them down. They're on a slider joint. So you just want to take this and push it down. Oh, I'll push it down. There you go. Then just rotate the arms up. Oh. Then just bend the elbows. A lot of articulation goes into the transformation. That's actually a really nice thing. Then you just rotate the arms like so. And you'll see there are two pegs on this arm, and there are two ports on this arm. What you want to do is you want to grab the shoulders and untab them and then pull them down. And while you're doing that, you want to do it almost simultaneously. And actually here, you want to take the crotch piece first, and you want to fold it down. And hey look, a nub. Look, guess he's overcompensating for something. So yeah, then you want to just simultaneously bring these two arms together, and then they will just, oh, something happened. Something happened. Oh god. No, did I hit it up? Did I mess it up? Okay, then you want to just squeeze them together. Just squeeze! And yeah, it's gonna be like that. Just roll with it, people. Just roll with it. So yeah, and basically, when you flip this down, you want to flip it back up once you've gotten the arms done. Then just take his little shoulder spikes, flip those up, flip up his collar Sherlock style. Oh hey look, you can see a tan line of my watch. Alright, then what you want to do is you want to come around here and just grab Unicron's head and fold it down. And it won't go down all the way. You need to take the horns and rotate them forward. Preferably do it after you start folding the head down, that way you know how much you have to rotate them to get them to fit. There you go. Now what you want to do is just set them off to the side and take the wings. You see the wings right here. What I want to do is just split them in half. This piece clips onto this peg right here. I'm going to just take that off, set it off to the side, find out which piece this is. And you want to just take this and rotate it in
Unicron, and you see, this is where, this piece here is where the wings would normally connect. And you want to just repeat that again. So, let's open that edge again. Just rotate this out. And we'll find out. So yes, you want to just take this piece and just clip it on right there. Then this tab will go into, let's see, that slot right here. Keeps it together. Yep. Okay, pretend that never happened. Come on, wings work from here. I'm just gonna say this: the wings are pretty finicky, and it doesn't help that they don't want to. Come on, go screen for this one. Come on, come on. Right, yeah. All right, so just rotate this up, bring it around, and then just fold that over the head. And just want to take this, and that'll clip downward. You can, actually no, I'll cover this later. So you just want to clip that forward. And you want to have the wing piece in this configuration. So you want this pointing up. So I'm just going to go off screen and put on the other one, considering that was such a pain in the butt to do. So, alright, and there we go. Got this side done! And it was actually kind of a pain in the ass to get it off screen. Alright, so now, orient that properly. I'm just take him, and his knees are to bend inward, and I'm just going to... You don't want to connect them just yet, if you do what I do. You know, what I do is actually pretty good. Yeah, here you go. See these little screw holes right here? These serve as ports, and you see there are these little pegs on him. And what's cool is that these missile launchers pieces, they pull outward a little bit. They're on a spring. They're on a really big spring. So you want to just take these legs and then just pull them up. Make sure that tabs in, like so. Do the same on this side. Hold it in. You have to kind of do this from the top view, so it's not really possible to get on camera. So yeah, just make sure they're oriented properly, and you want to leave these splayed open a little bit. And you can kind of see that we have a majority of the planet mode done. Just send them off to the side. You want to take these skeletal wing pieces, and what you want to do is you want to just take these and rotate them out. You want to be sure this is out of the way. You just do that. Take this side, rotate it out, and then do these little matching pieces. And I want to make sure it's these. Make sure it's the whole pieces, not these pieces at the end with the little notch cut out. No. You want to have these pieces first. The ones with the ports on the side. You're going to find out what those ports are for a second, because they're not for minicon ports. As you can see, there is a pin in there, so minicon will not work. So you want to just take these. There's a row of ports in here, and a bunch of pegs here. You want to just clip these pieces together, so. And you can see that forms one little big piece. Then you have this giant, weird cat smiley face thing. And this is the reason why you leave these things splayed open. Wait, I'm not even going to make that one. I'm not going to make that joke. On the inside of the feet, there are these little pegs. Not pegs, ports. So what you want to do is you want to take this combined piece and you want to feed it into there. It's kind of like the hands-on Predaking, the G1 Predaking. Well, actually not G1 Predaking. I think it's the Mastermind Creations Predaking? I don't know. I think it was similar, actually, for both. So you want to just feed that in there on both slots. They're on both sides. Then you can bring these two pieces together. There, this is locked in place, and it will like move around. You want it to move around. So basically now you want to just swing it up, and you can see here are the little clips for the tabs on the side, and just want to take that and clip that on, go around to the other side, pull it around. It's big. Yeah. Just clip that on. Set it down right here. Actually, crap. I did this reverse, so just let me off screen it. I'm not gonna stop recording. This gives me time to talk to you guys. So it's like, how was your day? You know, do you own this figure? Do you find it as nice as I do? Have you made this mistake before? If you do own this figure, have you ever like put the skeleton wings in upside down? No? Yes? I don't know. It's not hard a mistake to make, considering both ends are covered in Minicon ports. The only difference is when you finally look at the finished thing. Okay, I'm done. So yes, you want it like this. You want these pieces to be available. You want to just fold these in like this. Then there's this little notch cut out of the planet shell right here, and it will actually fit these little round pieces. And you can see there are some ridges in here on the top. That is where this will tab into these. But first you want to just get right up to that notch, and you want to start combining the pieces. So you want them to put together as they feed in, like that. So yeah, as you can see, that tabs in nice and secure. Rotate around, and there you have Unicron in his planet mode. And I do not have a stand for this, so I'm basically just holding it up for the camera. I usually set it down on display when it's in planet mode like this, but you can't exactly see that. Actually, I could probably do that if I lowered my camera down. There you go. Now you can see the table and how off-centered it is. Because I have a bunch of stuff flying around that I need to review and pick up and store things in. So yes, just adjust the table. There you go. So yes, here he is in planet mode. And again, to get a size comparison, just grab my trusty book. You can see it's a fairly big planet. You know, height and width wise. There's a side view. It's a nice orb-ish shape. Yeah, really good book, by the way. So yes, planet mode. He still does have the same missile launching gimmick here. And then you can see again, he has a bunch of Minicon ports alongside that can fit both classic gen Minicons, so like the original Armada Minicons, as well as the Minicon Assault Team that came out in the recent Generations line, which I have and might review later on. So yes, and then of course he has this little big gap right here. Pick that up. So yes, there's a big gap. This is where Dead End or Plant Buster would usually go. It's not exactly a tight fit, so it's not usually a good idea to put him in there unless you are dead set on displaying him like this or like this. Well, actually no, he'll fall out. Like if you do it like this, he will still fall out. So you want to prop it up like this, and that it will be the only way you can have Dead End really in there. Other than that, you just store them inside the planet mode or on one of the ring pieces. These little ports. So yes. Oh yeah. These are made out of a soft rubber. Like all the spikes are made out of rubbery plastic. And I'm gonna say this. I'm pretty sure this is a way better rubbery plastic than, say, the rubber wheels on any Masterpiece figure. Because this thing is like 2002, so this is around 12. This figure is around 12 years old. Not personally in my collection, but the mold itself is 12 years old. And yeah, this is definitely the Armada. This is the Armada Unicron. So Armada was in 2002. Yeah, 12 years old, and all the rubber plastic bits are still nice and together and not showing any damage at all. In fact, the silver paint apps, there's some silver airbrushing going on here. You can see the nice silver airbrushing going on. Oh yeah, um, this these stickers on the teeth and inside, those are also rubber labels. Those are actually pretty much the most badass rubber labels on the figure. But yeah, all the rubbery plastic on this, the horns, the spikes, these mandibles, they're all pretty much in good shape. Whereas, like, you take a look at, say, MP10, Masterpiece Optimus Prime, the wheels on that crack, and that's why I hate rubber tires. I'm going to say this out loud. I hate chrome, I hate rubber tires. Why would you have rubber tires? You know what's going to happen in those, like, in just around a few years. Like, it ruins the display feature. Why would you want rubber tires? But yeah, that's me ranting for a little bit. But yes, here he is in plant mode. He has the same missile launching gimmick. He has all the ports around him. Pretty much, it's just this gimmick and this cool little gimmick right here that he has. You want to these things are usually locked in place. You want to flip these up, and you want to just bring these together, and you can see he has the eating. He has the eating animation going on. And that's kind of why I got the rubber labels for the teeth and this little center, so it actually looks like, kind of like how it was in the G1 movie. Just like, arm, 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 arm. It actually looks like a weird alien. This could be a head for something. I don't know. So yes, boom, baby. Just that. Really nice. Again, really nice molded detail. Really nice paint apps going in there. I'm gonna get a close up on the shell. You can see all the nice tech dealing going on around in this nice silver. Now this silver is actually done on the inside of the shell, meaning you could just scratch at this forever and you would not get any of the paint taken off. So yeah, that's actually a really nice touch. I love how they did that. The silver paint is on the inside. But yeah, and, just a fantastic figure. Much like with Cyclonus, I'm not just saying that because of how I got it. I'm saying it because it is a genuine, fantastic figure. This is pretty much one of my favorite figures in my collection, and just it's Unicron. Who doesn't like Unicron? And if you don't like Unicron, you must not be a Transformers fan. And if you say you're a Transformers fan and you don't like Unicron, I revoke your Transformer fan card and I cast you out into the eternal abyss. Yeah. So this is me saying, keep calm and be dramatic, and don't piss him off. He will eat your world.